She uploaded one selfie, and within 72 hours, someone she had never met was sitting in a bank branch 3 states away, showing her face to a teller and walking out with her life savings. This is not a hypothetical. This is not a warning from some cybersecurity white paper. This happened to a 34-year-old logistics coordinator named Maya Chen in 2023, and by the time she realized something was wrong, $47,000 was gone. Welcome to O5 Digital Dread, the AI safety lab, where the threats are real and the technology is already here. Here's the question that's going to stay with you until the very end of this video. If your face is already online somewhere, what's actually stopping this from happening to you right now? The answer is not what you think. Maya wasn't careless. That's the part that makes this story so hard to shake. She wasn't posting recklessly. She wasn't ignoring security warnings. She was doing something millions of people do every single week. She was applying for a job. The posting appeared on a mid-tier employment platform, one of those sites that sits just below the name brands. The job was for a regional supply chain manager. Good salary, remote-friendly, listed a company called Veritask Solutions. The listing had reviews, a company logo, a LinkedIn presence, of the works. The application asked for the standard package: resume, cover letter, references. And then there was one extra field: a photo ID upload for background verification purposes. Standard, it said. Required for compliance. Maya uploaded a clean headshot. Professional, the kind you'd take for a LinkedIn profile. High resolution, well lit, facing forward. She submitted the application and moved on with her week. She never heard back from Veritask Solutions because Veritask Solutions did not exist. What did exist was a small operation, likely running out of a rented apartment, equipped with commercially available deepfake software and a set of goals that were very specific and very methodical. The people behind the fake posting weren't fishing randomly. They were targeting applicants in a particular income bracket, filtering for candidates who listed financial stability or home ownership in their profiles. Maya had mentioned on her resume that she managed logistics budgets in the low 6 figures. That was enough. She was flagged. Her photo was pulled, and then the cloning began. Here's where it gets technically disturbing. The software used to do this isn't exotic. It's not some classified government tool. Deepfake face swap applications have existed in consumer form since around 2018, and by 2023, the barrier to entry had dropped so far that some of the most capable tools were available for under $30 a month on subscription. You feed the program a clean, high-resolution, forward-facing image, exactly the kind you'd submit to a job portal, and within minutes, it can map that face onto another person's live video feed or generate static identity images convincing enough to fool document verification systems. The criminals used Maya's photo to create a synthetic identity package. That included a generated video of her face moving, blinking, nodding, the kind of clip that passes liveness detection on remote verification platforms. They paired that with a fabricated driver's license, using her facial data and a slightly altered name that still matched phonetically. Then they used that package to open a secondary account linked to her real banking credentials, which they had obtained through a separate phishing step triggered the moment she submitted the job application. A fake confirmation email, a spoofed login page for the portal, and she had typed in her email and password without a second thought. Why would she hesitate? She had just applied for a job. The chain was now complete. Real face, real credentials, synthetic identity document, and a very patient, coordinated team ready to move. They waited 11 days. 11 days of monitoring her account, watching deposit patterns, confirming her payroll schedule. Then they made their move across multiple channels simultaneously. A wire transfer request submitted online. A branch visit in a city she'd never been to, where someone wearing a silicone prosthetic overlay, not even a full mask, just enough to match the facial geometry on the ID, spoke to a teller and requested a large cash withdrawal, citing a family emergency. And a third action. A call to her bank's fraud line, using a spoofed number and a voice modulator, reporting that Maya herself had called earlier to dispute a transaction, essentially preemptively contaminating the fraud trail. $47,000 moved in under 4 hours. Maya found out the way most victims do. Her card declined at a gas station. She checked her app. The balance that should have read just over $52,000 read $411. She called her bank. And then began the second nightmare, the one that doesn't make the headlines quite as often, the months of trying to prove that she was the real Maya Chen. Because here's what the bank's fraud team had to work with. Video of someone matching her face, requesting the withdrawal, a valid-looking ID with her face on it, a prior call, the spoofed one, that appeared in their system logs as having come from her registered number. And Maya herself, calling in a panic, unable to explain any of it, with no documentation to prove she hadn't been in that branch. She eventually recovered $29,000. The remaining $18,000 was written off after a drawn-out dispute process that took 7 months and required a lawyer, a forensic digital analyst, and ultimately a police report filed across 3 jurisdictions. She never recovered the full amount. The people behind it were never identified. Now here's the thing most people miss when they hear a story like this. They think the solution is to stop uploading photos. Don't put your face online. Don't use LinkedIn. Don't apply for jobs that ask for images. And sure, that's directionally correct, but it's incomplete in a way that matters. Because the real systemic gap here isn't individual behavior. It's platform accountability. That fake job listing sat on a legitimate employment website for 9 days before it was removed. 9 days of collecting faces and credentials from applicants who had no way of knowing it wasn't real. The platform had no liveness verification for job posters, no business registration check, no callback to a listed phone number, a $30 monthly fee, and a fake email address was enough to post a job that hundreds of people saw and dozens applied to. The identity verification industry is moving fast to counter deepfakes, behavioral biometrics, 3D depth mapping during liveness checks, micro-expression inconsistency detection. Some banks now flag any transaction over a threshold if the preceding week showed anomalous login geography. These tools exist. They are not yet standard. And the gap between what's possible and what's deployed is exactly where criminals operate. There are things you can actually do right now. First, treat high-resolution, forward-facing photos as sensitive documents. That specific combination, clean, well-lit, full face, is the ideal input for cloning software. Don't upload that format unless you have a verified reason to. Second, never submit login credentials through a link in a confirmation email. Go directly to the platform's URL, always. Third, if a job application asks for photo ID before a first interview, that is a red flag in 2024, regardless of how legitimate the listing looks. Legitimate employers do background checks after offers, not before contact. And fourth, set up out-of-band transaction alerts on your accounts, text and email both, for anything over a threshold you define. 4 hours is a long time for $47,000 to move. An alert at the first wire attempt could change everything. So back to the question from the beginning. If your face is already online, what's actually stopping this from happening to you? The honest answer is, right now. Not much beyond luck, and the inconsistent fraud controls of whatever financial institution you happen to use. That's the uncomfortable truth. The technology to clone a face convincingly enough to fool a human bank teller already exists at consumer price points. The organized groups who know how to deploy it are actively running fake job postings, fake HR portals, and fake liveness checks right now. What's lagging behind is the institutional response, the standardized deepfake detection, the platform verification requirements, the legal frameworks that would make this easier to prosecute. Now you know that the threat isn't some future scenario. It's a workflow. It has steps, timing, and a budget smaller than a used car. And the thing that protected you yesterday might not be the thing protecting you tomorrow. Drop a comment below. Have you ever received a job application request that felt off? We want to know what you saw. And if this kind of deep, specific threat reporting is what you're here for, subscribe to O5 Digital Dread, the AI Safety Lab. The next story is already queued, and it's worse than this one.